In this lesson, we'll use a number line to see how easy decimals really are. You might not even know what a decimal is yet. This number line looks pretty long, stretching all the way across the screen. But how long is it really? It starts at 4 and ends at 5? That's only one jump on a number line. And that's the secret to decimals. The numbers between two whole numbers are decimals, like all the numbers between 4 and 5. Wait a minute, there aren't any numbers between 4 and 5. Or are there? What number is this? It isn't 4, and it isn't 5. It's a spot on the number line between 4 and 5. But exactly what number is it? Before we figure it out, let's think about the word decimal itself. The root des has to do with the number 10. I bet you already know some words with this root. How long is a decade? 10 years, of course. This is important. Notice that sometimes the root has an S sound, decimal. But sometimes it has a K sound, decade. Whether it sounds like an S or a K, it's still the same root, and it still has to do with the number 10. An octagon has 8 sides. How many sides does a decagon have? You guessed it, 10. Decagon has a K sound, decagon. Do you know what sporting event a triathlon is? Tri means 3. And do you see the word athlete in the word triathlon? Athletes compete in 3 events: running, swimming, and biking. And how many events are in a decathlon? Truthfully, I couldn't list them all, but I know there are 10. You can look up those 10 events and get back to me. Decathlon has a K sound, decathlon. This example is interesting. December is the 12th month of our year. But did you know that it used to be the 10th month on a Roman calendar? Like, 2,000 years ago? That's why they called it December. December has an S sound, December. That's funny, because nowadays, October is the 10th month. Can you figure out what month October used to be on the Roman calendar? A technical measurement of sound level is a decibel. I'm not exactly sure how that relates to 10, but I would be pretty surprised if it doesn't. Look that up too. Does decibel have a K sound or an S sound? Decibel. Let's finish up with a little foreign language lesson. Do you know any Spanish words? How do you say the number 10 in Spanish? Diez. That's definitely related. Listen carefully. Diez ends with a Z, but it definitely has an S sound. Don't say diez. You should say diez. Can you hear the difference? Saying words right is important. Anyway, the numbers found between two whole numbers, like all the numbers between 4 and 5, are decimals. That has something to do with, you guessed it, the number 10. Think about it. How far apart are 4 and 5? Exactly 1. In other words, on the number line it takes exactly one whole jump to go from 4 to 5. What should we do to figure out the decimal number in between? Well, all we need to do is divide one whole jump into 10 tiny jumps. Did you catch that? How many tiny jumps between 4 and 5? 10. And now we have a decimal number. 4.1 isn't 4, it isn't 5. It's somewhere in between. It's 4 plus a little, with a ways to go to reach 5. A whole jump is 1, but this tiny jump is 0.1. The point in 4.1 is important. This isn't the number 41. 41 is a lot bigger than 4.1. Does that make sense? And on this number line, what comes after 4.1? Well, we add a tiny jump and get 4.2. 4.1 plus 0.1 is 4.2. Nice! And 4.2 plus 0.1 is 4.3. Sweet! 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and so on until we get to 5. That makes total sense, right? What number do you think this is? We haven't made it all the way to 5 yet. 5 is still one more tiny jump away. This decimal is 4.9. 4.9 plus 0.1 is 5. We finally made it all the way from 4 to 5, taking 10 tiny jumps. Now, decimal numbers are found between whole numbers, but whole numbers can also be written as decimals. You can write 5 as 5.0. Have you ever seen a number like that? 5.0. It's also common to say O instead of 0. 5.0, or you can say 5.0. That's interesting. When you write a whole number as a decimal, it shows that you're thinking and counting in 10 tiny jumps. 5.0 is one tiny jump after 4.9. We could even take another tiny jump from 5.0 and reach 5.1. It's pretty cool. Writing the number 5 as a decimal 5.0 also says something important. Hey, this number is 5 and we're not messing around. It isn't a tiny amount less. It isn't a tiny amount more. It's 5. Exactly 5. It's 5.0. It's 5.0. Got it? If we write the whole number 4 as a decimal 4.0, you can see something even cooler. Counting from 4.0 to 4.3 is a lot like counting from 40 to 43. It's just, smaller. A smaller scale. In fact, it's exactly 10 times smaller. That's the magic of the number 10. We'll keep counting to 5.0. It's really just a tiny version of counting from 40 to 50. You already know how decimal numbers work. I told you they were awesome, but you still may have a question. We already have perfectly good whole numbers. Why are there smaller numbers between them? Well, let me tell you. In the real world, we use decimals all the time, every day. And here's just one example. I'm at the gas station buying some gas. I've already put 4 gallons in my tank, which is shown by the gray bar on the number line. Do you see it? But I want 4.5 gallons, so I need to add more. Watch the gray bar as I pull the trigger on the gas nozzle. I'm starting with just a little more than 4 gallons. And go. 4.1 gallons. 4.2 gallons. And stop. How many gallons do I have now? Pretty close to 4.3. Is it just over 4.3 or just under? Just under. Now, here's something else really important. The decimal 4.3 is the same as the fraction 4 3/10. That means right now I have just under 4 3/10 of a gallon. Do I have 4.5? Not yet. I'll add some more. 4.4, stop. The decimal 4.4 is the same as the fraction 4 4/10. Do I have 4.5 gallons? Well, I'm getting pretty close, which might be good enough. What do you think? Should I add a little more? Why not? 4.5 and stop. 4.5 is the same as 4 5/10. Do I have 4.5 gallons? Of course, 5/10 is the same as 1/2. Do I have a little more than 4.5 or a little less? Okay, a little more, and no big deal. I certainly won't add any more. You can see that decimals sure are useful when I'm counting gallons of gas. Decimals are definitely an interesting kind of number you've probably seen, but maybe haven't thought about or understood. Well, now you have, and now you do. When it comes to these special numbers, it's really easy to over-explain the obvious. Maybe you've heard an explanation or seen a video that makes them seem kind of confusing. What do you think? Does this look difficult? Mind blown.